Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm stealing Ryan's line here, but welcome, folks, back to Kadena Campfire. This is community call number 35, featuring Glenn Reyes and Vasilika. My gosh, my tongue is dying this morning. And also Vasilika. So happy to have some folks on the stream here from Kadena's team. We're going to have a really great time here. We're going to bring them up on stage right away. Hello. Good morning and welcome.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hi.
Good morning, Tyler.
Great to have you on here. So excited to get to know you both a bit better and also to have the community have a chance to interact and chat with you all. This should be a very fun, interactive time. First, though, we're going to stick with our usual format. So for those that aren't familiar, welcome to Kadena Campfire. It's a space for a community-driven initiative where we want to give insights into what's happening at Kadena and come together with the community to chat. Also provides an opportunity for folks to ask any questions you may have and would like to know more about. So feel free to do so in the chat, and we'll try and keep the live ticker going with comments and such as we go on here. But first, we're going to jump into some updates for a couple minutes. Then we have some topics of discussion, and of course, we'll do some live Q&A and some pre-asked questions as we go. So, updates, some really cool updates. So we'll hear more from Glenn on this later. Glenn gave some conference talks and workshops at React Alicante, React India, and React Brussels the past 3 weeks, and also speaks at Porto Tech Hub in Porto next week. So, wow, Glenn, you are getting all over the map here. This is exciting. Can't wait to hear about some of that material and what the reaction's been like. Next up, Randy and the developer experience team attended Frontmania. Albert gave a talk about building a type-safe JavaScript client for smart contracts with insights about Kadena.js client internals. So definitely go check out. I think we have a link here right there on Randy's tweet. I'll give you a little bit more context and the inside scoop. We got a lot of updates today. This is exciting. There's a new blog in the Designing for the Kadena Chain series that's been released by Reyes. So you should find this blog. Check out that link below. Pretty sweet. We'll give a lot more information, and you can expect to see more of this kind of amazing content in the future. Really appreciate everyone's effort on this. Great to see the engagement. All right, this is big. If I could trigger a drum roll, I would. The new Docs Kadena IO site has launched. Woo! That was a mic drop. Literally, my mic decided to fall over after I said that. That wasn't even... Anyway, that was just fate decreeing mic drop. So there's a technical integration of 7 distinct documentation sites. Previously, our documentation has been way too fragmented. This will help a lot with discoverability. But beyond that, there's a new search, and we've started training the AI search integration. There's a technical writer that's been hired to overhaul and optimize the documentation. And there's been the beginning steps to integrate the Kadena Academy with new release of tools and products, getting learning content for the release. So really stoked to see what people think about the new Docs website, and hopefully that helps people adopt Pact. Next up, there's now a weekly X Space with Dave and Ryan, now named Coffee with Kadena, which was a community submission. So yeah, that's freaking awesome. So Ryan, of course, is absolutely incredible. Got to check out the weekly X Space, and I think that'll be a really amazing initiative and place to build and foster community. All right, and last but certainly not least, we probably have the most anticipated Kadena Campfire ever coming up next week with Stuart Haber, Scott Stornetta, and Stuart Popejoy. Yes, it's Stuart squared by Scott. And this is a direct result of the feedback we've received on socials, on Zeely, on DMs, here on Campfire. So thanks everyone for speaking loud and clear. We heard you, and we're giving the people what they want. So I'm really excited for this. The hype is ready to engage, share with everyone, make it a success. The algorithms like to emphasize when streams are picking up steam in terms of viewer count, in terms of likes, all that. And so next week is going to be a huge opportunity for us to grow the audience beyond the typical Kadena crew who we know and love, and also have an opportunity to engage some folks in the broader crypto and YouTube ecosystem. So really looking forward to that and appreciate everyone here's help in making that a success. And now, without further ado, let's chat with our guests here. Glenn, maybe I'll put it to you first. Would love to give us a little quick primer on your background and what you do at Kadena.
Hey guys, my name is Glenn. I'm the head of developer relations at Kadena. You may have seen me several months ago. I think it was in April maybe, or May. I can't remember really. But yeah, I'm here busy with attending and speaking and doing workshops at several conferences, mostly focused on React and JavaScript conferences. And yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Vasilika, would love to hear a little bit about you and what you do at Kadena.
Hi everyone. Yes, firstly, I'm in Kadena since June. I'm developer relations engineer together with Glenn. We are taking care of a lot of conferences, and we encourage our team members to go to conferences as well. So, and we are thinking about creating new content and etc. There are a lot of plans.
Terrific. So really great to have all this perspective here on the dev experience side of things. So I had a few topics I wanted to bring up right off the bat. So first of all, I'm very curious what the day-to-day looks like as someone in dev relationships.
Yeah, that's very, there is probably not really a good day-to-day thing that we do, but lately it has been really, managing and talking to conference organizers about sponsorships, and then managing the next one, and I'm planning actually future ones. Day to day, I don't know. It's really hard because sometimes there's times where we don't have like that much of a workload in terms of doing stuff that we want to do for events, or doing some content like writing articles. But if there is the times where we have or where we can focus on more doing some internal stuff, we try to attend definitely some of the meetings that we have internally in the DX team and in engineering, and basically to help us keep updated also what we do internally, and talk to the people internally. But right now it has been like really busy with all the events that we've been doing in the past. Just last week, Vasilika and me, we've met at React Brussels to engage with developers in Belgium, and we're planning also to do more of these kind of things in the future. So definitely, yeah, keep an eye on. But yeah, day to day still, it's tough to say something about that, because it really depends on the time in the year, and yeah, I think.
Right on. Vasilika, what about for you? What does day to day look like?
There are a lot of activities actually, because I came here to from front-end world, and it takes time to go deeper into Web3, into blockchain, into Kadena technologies. I'm still in process, so we need to look at documentation also to help our team to do it like somehow better. And we need to go through the whole pipeline, whole process for like new onboarding for new people with our projects as well. And regarding conferences also, there are so many conferences. We always think about where we can go. And in my case, so for November, I'm quite busy with a lot of talks also, but we think also to create something new connected more to blockchain, because now we had just 2 talks, one from Tassos in our team and another from Albert, and it were like more technical talks about our technologies, what we are using. And regarding my day, so it's conferences, it's technical assignments. It's also reading about Web3 industry in whole, also creating some arrangements for workshops, because we had also one in August from Vue.js Forge with us, and also we are planning with Code Copy in November. And so there are much more things actually what we are planning to do.
Terrific. Good to hear. Also, very curious to hear about how the events that we discussed at the updates section have been. So, Glenn, maybe we'll direct that to you. What's the response been like? What's the content that you've been talking about, Ben? We'd love to hear about these events.
Yeah, it's been quite a progress ever since we've started. So it was, I think, around April and May where we just right off the bat started off with some conferences that we have already scheduled in. So for me, it was, for example, I went to RemixConf, which is a conference held in Salt Lake City, and it was all about the front-end framework about Remix. So a lot of JavaScript and React people over there. Met a lot of people. I met even some of the team members at Kadena, which was really nice. And ever since we've been then planning like a lot of conference that we are about to attend now. So for me in the past, so in May it was Vox Brussels also, and then I attended NDC Oslo before we got all into the company offsite. And then since end of August, I have attended, or I've spoken actually at Copenhagen Developers Festival, which was around end August and beginning September. I met a lot of nice people over there, a lot of astronauts, which was really amazing. I was one of the few that actually spoke about UI and React. And that was actually also my first appearance after the big summer break of conferences as part of Kadena. So and there were actually a few people that had heard about Kadena and had some experience with Web3, which was really nice. So it was a great conference in Copenhagen. And yeah, I think right after that, for me, like a week later, I think it was around September 6 or 7 or something like that. Actually, Vasilika and me met for the first time. That was about developer relations. So that was DevRel Con in London. And this was a really great conference because there was also one of the first conferences that I've actually attended in many, many years. Because before I was like mostly like doing workshops or doing a talk at a conference, but this one was really like attending. So I got to basically relax and watch some talks over there. And it was actually quite interesting because we got to meet like a lot of developer relations from really, really different industries, including actually to some industries that have actually reached out to me, and I haven't recognized them. For example, I think Major League Hacks or something. One person from them said that she reached out to me, and I didn't actually really realize that she did. Because I think she was asking something about organizing a hackathon or something. But yeah, that was a great conference, great content from hearing from different developer relations teams. And yeah, I think after that I had a couple of weeks break before I headed over to React Alicante. But no, actually, mid-September, I attended HalfStackConf in Vienna, which is a really nice conference about front-end and React as well. then I went to React Alicante, held a workshop about GraphQL. So there was a really basic workshop about GraphQL. We also use it in Kadena.js as well. So we're exploring GraphQL in one project within the Kadena.js repository. So that was really nice. And React Alicante is one of those conferences that I've been attending pretty much regularly every year. And that one I think was my fourth appearance, and it's been a great time as always. So Alicante in Spain is always a vibe to go to. So if you're interested in JavaScript or React, definitely go there. I've even met someone working at ZK Sync or something, which was really cool. So again, one of the few developers that actually are in the Web3 space. So that's really, really nice always to see and to share about the things that we do also internally at Kadena. And after that, just a week after, I went to India for React India. So that was my first ever travel to India at Goa, and I met a lot of really, really nice people there. So I really, really enjoyed my time over there. Had a conference talk about TypeScript patterns over there, which is really amazing. And and then a week after, that was last week, Vasilika and me basically met at Brussels, gave a lightning talk about TypeScript patterns there again. So that's, I think, everything from my past events that I had. And there's like a lot more upcoming for me. So I have like maybe 6 events for this year that I'm preparing for and that I'm planning to go to. So yeah, quite an update, but I think that's like a big TLDR that I had for all of the conferences.
Terrific. Well, Glenn, I
for
think
the
last
past
time
weeks and months, yeah.
Last time we had you here, I think you were just getting rolling on the conferences, and boy,
Yeah,
have you been busy
exactly.
since then.
And I'm really actually struggling, keeping up to date what we do internally and what our team at DX Engineering is doing internally. So it's quite a challenge though. So yeah.
Excellent. Curious how the talks and discussions have been with attendees.
Yeah, they were really, really good. So I think it's very unusual because we are here in a Web3 campfire at Kadena. And if you go to JavaScript or React conferences, you mostly, have discussions about around these topics. So it's basically around maybe JavaScript, maybe you joke about React or you joke about maybe other frameworks. But there's, similarly maybe to AI also, there's barely talks about Web3, even talks about like what you typically do in Web3, like the finance part of it, like even that, like this is like a super no-go. But generally, if you go to these kind of events, you talk about the tech that you use, the tech what we use internally, and how things are going, or basically front-end tech updates also, how these things are going, and how we are approaching different kinds of stuff. So I think in general it has been nice, but sometimes like you have discussions, or you have people approaching you like, hey, you work at Kadena, hey, how's that been going? I've heard about Web3 and I'd like to get into that as well. So this is the point where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell you more about what we do, what Pact is, and these kind of stuff. So that's really, really nice to see. The approach, being as a DevRel at conferences is a little bit different, I think, if you would go to more Web3 focused conferences, because you don't wanna harm people there with the bad Web3 stuff or something like that. So it's more we keep everything casual, and we don't wanna market stuff, or we don't wanna market people into something. So I think we wanna keep it organically and keep it like very personally. But
speaking of organic and personal, we got a question from Ron the Wizard here. Yeah. Glenn, can you help me implement Wallet Connect?
I probably can't because I haven't looked into the Wallet Connect API yet. But I think it's open source. Maybe look it up, open source. We have. That's a good start. But yeah, conferences has been really nice in general, and I've been really enjoying a lot talking to people there, and especially if if there's more, if we can get more deeper into Web3 or even Kadena related stuff. So sometimes we have these occurrences, but yeah, not always.
Cool. Another topic of discussion I want to bring up is I'm curious about, for the dev experience engineering folks that gave talks like Tesis and Albert, what has it been like working with them, and how we've been able to help with landing conference talks and helping them build the talk?
Yeah, we've been working with some of the DX engineering folks to have their first, or I think Albert was even experienced giving conference talks, but I think that was one of the one of the appearances that we made or work with to make more more Kadena internal related stuff at JavaScript or front conferences. I think Vasilika can talk more about that, how we approach that and all that.
Yeah, actually, Albert was already experienced speaker, so he did great. He had about 150 slides, and he did it in 30 minutes. It was awesome. I helped with some AI pictures there for the talk, because it's also should be not only code in the presentation, but also some fun and nice infographics. And Tassos, yes, he was first time speaker, but he did amazing job on React Live conference in Amsterdam. I'm really very proud of his, I think, presenting. And we
he
still
talked about server sent events, and it was quite a technical talk, but we have managed to do it like in a more more casual or more funny way, I think, and it was quite a success, I would think. And and we had also just recently a talk with Albert, and I think Vasilika has done a great job in managing that. Maybe you can explain, or
we're also preparing next talk about Marmalade. Actually, there are a lot of questions about Marmalade.
I didn't really know.
Right. New talk on Marmalade. Amazing.
We are thinking about preparing it for the conference, but we will see, can we do that or not, because it depends also on conditions, and will the talk will be accepted or not at the conference. It depends, but we will try. We are doing our best to go, we're like a bridge between Web2 and Web3 world, and we need to be in contact with Web2 people still, because it's our world. In Web3, we need to I need to discover. For me, SCC conference was like a new world. 1 week, it was like a bit chaotic, actually. So I am actually preparing an article about my experience there.
Cool.
Yeah. And I actually really enjoy that we bring like people from the DX engineering giving conference talks, because the talk from Vasilika and me aren't like Web3 focused at all. Maybe I've given a Web3 workshop before, but it was based on Ethereum, but it wasn't Kadena. And like bringing the experience from the direct DX engineering into the wild has been like really helping us to sharing more internals, or sharing more about what we do internally in Kadena. And I think with that, we have a great start for putting our first steps into Web3 conferences, and maybe apply these kind of talks there as well from a very developer DX perspective.
We're also thinking maybe on Builders Call we can do something more from our team to explain not only some products or something, but also we want to talk more about technologies, what we are using to explain community. Because, for example, some people in community didn't know about that we're using SSE actually, like already. And it's the same about other things, like why we actually have this Kadena client. It was, I think, very useful talk from Albert. So he talked about parsing JavaScript because it was JavaScript conference. He was explaining like how you can parse a smart contract and with Node.js, with this generator which we have now. And it was, I think, very interesting, and the main idea why we are doing this JavaScript.
Yeah, I think many people may not even know we have a Kadena client that is able to parse basically a packed smart contract language into a type safe JavaScript client, so that you basically can use that as a JavaScript developer and can leverage the Kadena blockchain more, and build dApps around it, So we're just in the beginning, but we have been like really hard working on these kind of stuff, among other things, and we're really excited about that. And as Tyler has mentioned before, I can't mention it enough. We have just released our new polished docs for Kadena, so check it out. It's, I think, a great start to get more into details what we've been doing in the DX team, and also if you want to learn more about Marmalade or getting started into Pact. So great start to check it out.
Terrific. Very cool. I wanted to jump to some of the pre-asked questions. We have one here. Can you share some of the latest developments or partnerships that have been particularly exciting for the team?
Developments internal? I mean, so latest developments?
Yeah, I think it could be either internal, external. Maybe don't spill any secrets so someone doesn't get me in trouble.
So one little partnership that we have made is actually for a conference at CityJS in Berlin. So we both are going to in November 3 to a little JavaScript conference in Berlin called CityJS Berlin, and we've made a partnership with them by we provide everything what we need to be there and to give our talks in exchange for having our product placement there, like logo placement, and putting that also in their ads. So we are going to talk about our regular talks over there. Another ones, maybe more bigger ones, will be DevRel, or I think they also call it JS World Conference, and probably Vue.js. So we'll be attending, I think, almost all of us at the DX team at a conference end of February in Amsterdam, and we'll have a big booth over there, like big Kadena booth, with raffles and giveaways. So similarly what we have done at React Live just end of September, but there with a real booth. So it's going to be a big conference. So definitely check this one out. And cool. There is a lot more coming actually that I can't keep talking and talking. So there is a lot of things planned and in contact with, but I think these are the ones that are currently like really awesome. 100% settled.
Good place to jump off. I want to get to a few of these questions. Apparently, Zaxxon has been on an absolute roll here on JavaScript questions. How big is the learning curve for an existing JavaScript developer to transition their skill set into the Web3 space?
Depends.
Yeah. You want to answer that, Vasilika, or maybe I can?
I think you have more experience. You have Web3 workshop.
Earthquake.
Yeah. So it really, it actually really depends. So if you're like an experienced JavaScript developer, probably you'll have not of a big learning curve when you get into Web3 space, because in general, what you need to know is basically the fundamentals, Web3, But then, once you get that, you get also into some kind of stuff like how the blockchain works, what different blockchains we have, and what different technologies we have. But at some point, you get into learning about the smart contracts, and I think that's where your JavaScript developer skills really shines, because most of them are really, really familiar or related. So for example, if you get into Ethereum or if you get into Solidity, probably you'll be familiar with some of the syntax there. If you get into Pact, it's very Lisp style probably So if you have experience with that, maybe OCaml or something like that, you'll probably doesn't take too long until you get really fast with writing smart contracts with that. But yeah, I think in general, it depends really on your previous experience as a JavaScript developer, and I think it should be probably easier compared to if you were just starting out with programming generally.
Right on. I got distracted because my phone buzzed with a emergency alert, earthquake detected. It was 2 minutes ago, so hopefully that means it already happened. But maybe those in California got this too. Drop cover, hold on, protect yourself. Nothing like receiving that message from
there's
your
a lot happening around
phone
the
and
world
government
right
while
now.
you're in the middle of a live stream. But I think, if the stream cuts out, you'll know why. But looks like, I don't know. Looks like we're good for now.
Yeah, it's crazy because in Europe we just had a lot of terrorist acts just in Brussels last Monday, and then today, all over in France, they get to evacuate all the airports and things like that. So
thoughts and prayers go out to all the folks
many things
affected by
happening right
the
now. Yeah.
current global conflicts. We'll try and keep things light and fun and Kadena focused here, as I know some folks are looking to escape from that world. All right. From Fudo, what DevRel initiatives in place or planned are you most excited about? Kadena hackathons, more work with Vue.js, Forge, etc.
I think I can answer for that. So we keep planning, as I said already, code copy. We thought first about workshop, but then we decided to make it as meetup for now. We are planning to say about security topics, some kind of. Soon we will announce that. And so it will be in Amsterdam in person event. So, and later we will have, I think, something more as well. And actually, regarding all these events, we want to have something with community in person as well. And we just, it's not officially planned or something, but we are thinking about it.
Awesome.
Yeah, as for exciting upcoming events, I'm really excited actually about the Amsterdam event because that's for me the first time I get to meet the DX team as a DX or as a DevRel at Kadena for the first time. So really excited about this one.
Question from Anatole Lily: how do you plan to attract developers, and whether you can share some roadmap on how you plan to do that?
Well, that's a good question actually, but I don't really plan to attract any developers or something like that, and I also don't. I don't really have a roadmap on how to planning also doing that. But I have been going to conferences quite a few times, and if I see or if I have if I kind of have if the discussion leads to something where the developer or the other person wants to learn more about Kadena, I'm really happy to helping him or helping her to find its way into Kadena and maybe working around Kadena. So but in general, I don't really I keep things very casual most of the time, and don't have like strategies or something like that to attract developers. So yeah.
I want to attract developers. Sorry for saying that. But yes, I have even plans for that. Firstly, we were more focused on Web 2 developers, but we are going to Web 3, and it's absolutely different kind of strategies actually for that, because Web 2, there's absolutely beginners. For Web 3, they know nothing. Even all these terms in Web 3 world, it's very hard for, I think, for Web 2 typical developers. As I said, even visiting some Web 3 conferences, it's quite another experience what we have at Web 2 conferences. Because at Web2 conferences, you just go, you speak about, I don't know, some open source, something what you're using, some you're paid. And in Web3 conferences, people want to be like partners, they want to do something, build on each other's blockchain, something. So it's another vibes, absolutely. And what we're planning to do. So for Web2 developers, we need to create more use cases where they can use it, to explain them that like blockchain, guys, it's like backend stuff, etc. In easy words. And then for Web3 developers, we need absolutely another strategy, because it's already experienced people, and we need to create more content to compare Kadena solutions with another pact with comparing to Rust. So we need to create this kind of content for them, because they don't find us otherwise.
Terrific. That's a great answer. Thanks so much for that. Have a fun one from Gaz KDA. When big marketing campaign?
We need to ask marketing, but they do rebranding now, so we're in the process. We hope to see new website in November, I think, maybe. Yes, and so we are looking forward all to this, to all new system of brand.
Got another question from Ron the Wizard. Any more Kadena 2024 conference alpha?
Yeah, as I said, also we are planning to have some conference to meet our community, or also like to gather all people around the world, but it's just in plans for now, so I can't say any date.
That's the alpha. Yeah. The
All right.
little alpha. There's really nothing more.
There we go. Let's see here. See another question from Zaxxon. How does one go about describing Pact and Kadena to an experienced JavaScript developer? Is it like a cold call, hard sell? Are they approaching with an open mindset?
Yeah. So generally, if you approach, or if you tell a JavaScript developer more about Pact and Kadena, generally you explain what it is and we explain what we do. And then if you talk about Pact, you don't go further than the syntax, what it looks like, other than maybe it's a Lisp style language or something like that. But you just basically describe them. That's basically just a smart contract language, similar maybe to Solidity, where you just have your piece of code out there that you run after a transaction. So it's pretty similar probably to as if you would describe this to just a regular person. But you can, for JavaScript developers, you can more go into detail. What like if you have like some Pact example, you can go more into detail what it does and what it's like. But there's really no distinction between if you would just explain it to a JavaScript developer, or just maybe to a person who is a developer of a different language, or very enthusiastic about the tech itself as well. So and I'm also not hard selling or cold calling that. For me, I keep it only if if people or if the people are genuinely interested into what we do internally, and I even share them, or even like give them like stuff like swags around if they're interested, and maybe some resources to get started into, and sometimes I show them like what we do at Kadena, like in the DX team, Kadena JS. Yeah, most of the time, but it doesn't really go into the details of Pact, and yeah, I think generally that's what I do. Have you approached someone of Vasilika maybe that you know?
In my case, yeah, I almost each conference I talk now about blockchain. It's very strange, even in JavaScript, but there are not so many people who how to say, already understand something about that. Some people are very skeptic. They don't understand. They think it's like a bubble or something. And it's we need to have more educational content to explain them what exactly we are doing here, and that it's all about technologies. So yeah, takes time.
Right on. Another question from Zaxxon. How many existing JavaScript developers are at these React conferences? How many of them are signed on, committed to Learning Pact, and developing in the Kadena ecosystem?
Yeah, it really depends on the React conference, but the ones that I've been attending to, I've been spoken at and given workshops at, was from around maybe 200 to maybe up to 800 participants. But there is like a lot of React conferences that are a lot bigger. For example, the one that is about to happen this week in London, I think they can go up to 2,000, maybe 4,000. So this kind of size. So I think it's compared to like a lot of other events, or maybe compared to like Web3 events, like the bigger Web3 events, you can say that's mid to large. But the ones that I've been attending to is like, you know, kind of more kind of small to mid, I would say. And yeah. And regarding the second question, so as I mentioned before, like only a few people that came to me and told me that they have friends building something around Kadena. I get to get to talk to them about a bit more about Pact and how it's like developing with the stuff, with the tooling that we have at Kadena. So it really depends, but yeah, it's just only a few people, so not 100 or so, something like that. But I suppose that if I would go to maybe Web3 conferences that that has like a lot more Kadena enthusiasts and more people that actually know or actually have been working or building on top of Kadena, I'm sure there will be probably more that I can speak to and you know, talk about the stuff that we've been doing at the DX team.
All right, we're getting towards the end of our allotted time here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just can add that it's nice to see that some conferences, they create new stream for Web3. For example, we were with Glenn and DevRel Con, and it was on the second day of the conference, it was the whole like 5 talks, right, Glenn? Something like this. It was 5 talks about Web3 industry. And it's very cool, I think. It's great. And for example, another big conferences, which we are thinking maybe to go next year, they also have like Web 2 backend front-end sections, and also they have everything about blockchain, and I like that. And it's very helpful for us because people can go at one conference and learn something about blockchain. But we're also planning to build some talks for intro level of Web 2 developers, just to explain them what's exactly blockchain.
Yes, this one has been a great experience because we got also to learn about how other approach DevRel at Web3 in the Web3 space, and I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Terrific. All right, we got time for one last question. We'll take it from Pericles Galanakis. What's your personal vision for both of you that keeps you on the same page with Kadena and gives you the strength and willingness to stick with this team for the long run?
You want to answer first, Vasilika?
So when I decided that I want to switch my job in spring, so I was thinking about several modern industries actually, and blockchain was one of them. I like the industry, even if I'm not like an expert, I'm not developer still in Web3, but I want to go deeper. And a lot of my friends told me, you need to go to blockchain, like you need to do that. And I was thinking how I can do that. And then Kadena came, and for me, the most important thing actually was why I decided really to join the team. It was people, because I liked interviewing process, and I really enjoyed to talk with Randy. So I even asked my friends in Amsterdam, like, is Randy really so cool? He's so warm, yes, and so I think for me, people and modern technology. So it was a mix of this.
Yeah, for me, it's also definitely the people inside of Kadena. So they're really, really awesome. So from the beginning, as Vasilika also mentioned, Randy has been like an amazing manager, so amazing person to talk with. So like he's always friendly. I don't know. There's been no time where he's like, where I can be mad about Randy. So really, really nice person. But not only him, but basically all of us, like including you, Tyler. You're such a cool person. Also, in person, I got to meet you only once during our offset, but yeah, generally the people definitely keep me sticking with the team. But also not only the people, like even for me that with someone that had past experience with Web3 and blockchains from previous companies, I am still not done with blockchain generally, So I still think we're in a kind of exploration phase and still trying to figure out what the ideal product with the kind of technology that we have is. So and I still think that even that the things that we're building is still not the end of generally blockchain and Web3, but it's been a nice progress or way to get into something that we're really, really excited about. So it's, and with all the announcements and with all the successes that we had over the past months and weeks, we get to celebrate like all of the stuff that we've been doing, towards the things that we like vision in general, like envision generally. So
Right on.
yeah.
All right, we'll take one last quick bonus question that I'll answer. This is from Ihabena. When Kadena Ledger live support? So I just got a answer from a DM from someone on the team.
Yeah.
So Ledger Live is the next step. Ledger Live support will likely be done by contracting with a third party to develop the integration, as we did for the Ledger app. So you'll probably have to keep asking when Ledger Live for a bit, but there's the update. It's the next step.
We have launched Ledger a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, been
but
great
live,
to see that finally there.
Yeah, it's great to see that live is almost
well,
there.
Folks, been a great having you here on the campfire. Glenn, Vasilika, welcome, and thanks so much for being here. And really such a pleasure to have you both here. And thanks everyone for tuning in. So really happy that we had a chance to share this time with you.
Thanks.
Great, thank you.
Bye.
See you all.
Bye.